Welcome people. In this video I will be running through the basics of using the Tabletop Simulator program to play your war games. Hey guys, I'm Steve, and as I said previously, I'm going to be showing you the basics on how to use Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator, if you don't know, is a program that you can download from the Steam platform. It costs between £15 and £20, and basically what it is, it's a sandbox where people who are a lot more intelligent than I am and a lot more skilled at programming, etc., can go on there and they can basically input all the templates for any games they wish to play on it. So you can play board games, you can play role-play games, you can play your war games like 40k, Kill Team, Age of Sigmar, and the one thing that I went looking for really was Middle Earth. But this applies to any game that you want to play. So why would you want this Tabletop Simulator rather than playing the game properly? We're all in the same boat at the minute. We're all on lockdown, we're all stuck indoors and we can't get out like we normally would like to. So it's ideal now. The second thing is, we're in the age now where we have friends across the globe. Facebook and other social media platforms are great for that. We're making friends all over the place. And it might not just be as simple as, going and meeting each other at your local hobby club or your gaming store and getting a game in. So this is perfect just to A, socialise, and B, get to play games with your pals that you're not normally able to get together with. It's also fairly useful if you wanted to try armies out and try different things out before you actually buy the miniatures. For me, I'm still new to this, but it seems like it's the next best thing to actually meeting in person, rolling some dice on a board and moving miniatures around. It's not an exact replacement for it. I much prefer that social interaction being across the board from a pal and having a bit of banter, but you can still have that because you're talking to each other through voice over internet, using Discord or another type of server like that, and you're getting to play the games, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So is your system covered on Tabletop Simulator? I would be very, very surprised if it's not. Once you download, you go to the workshop section of Steam on Tabletop Simulator, and you can search pretty much anything. Almost all games that I search for are found. All Games Workshop games are there, so your Kill Team, your 40k, Age of Sigmar, Middle Earth, everything like that. There's Bolt Action, there is Kings of War, everything you can think of. Now, one thing to remember, Tabletop Simulator, it's like I said, it's like a sandbox type program. So Tabletop Simulator does not know the rules to these games, and Tabletop Simulator cannot differentiate between the pieces that you're moving around. So it doesn't know the difference between a miniature piece, which is representing one of your favorite characters, or a tree. That's entirely down to you. So you'll have items that you put down on a board. You can download different boards of different styles, futuristic, woodland, fantasy-esque, things like that, so that's great. The items you can put down, like trees and buildings, you can fix them in place so they don't move. And then your gaming pieces themselves, you can pick up and drop and move around the board. You need to know the rules to your game to play on Tabletop Simulator. What Tabletop Simulator does, it simulates all the pieces that you would bring to your gaming hall or to your pal's house and put down on the table, so be that dice, be that miniatures, tokens, markers, anything like that. It simulates it, so it gives you those tools on the screen. You still have to know the rules and know what can do what. Tabletop Simulator will not know if you're making an illegal move. That's down to your discretion and having that social contract with the person that you're playing, that you're going to play the game by the rules. When I thought about getting into Tabletop Simulator, the one thing that bothered me, or not bothered me, was the one thing that kind of I thought, how does that work? How does Tabletop Simulator know the distances that I'm measuring and moving in accordance to the board? Like I said previously, Tabletop Simulator will not limit you to how far or where you can move your models, but what it does have is a very, very interesting tool that when you pick up one of your units or models, you hold the tab button, and as you move around, it will tell you in inches that distance. So as an example, I might want to move a Space Marine or a Mordor Orc 6 inches. So I will grab that piece, hold down tab, move the mouse around, and I will get it to where it says 6 inches in the direction that I want it to move, and I can drop it. Moving around corners and terrain can become difficult because it will only measure in straight lines. So you'll have to measure, as an example, you were walking around the corner of a building. So you can move 6 inches. So what you'd do is you'd move to the corner of the building, which might say, it's 4 inches. So you'd measure your 4 inches, you'd drop him. You'd then know that you can move in another direction, another 2 inches. So again, it takes a little bit of discretion from yourself and that little bit of trust between you and your pal. But the player you're playing can see everything you're doing. So there's no reason why it should be an issue. Getting used to the controls is going to be your main obstacle, but you'll find that once you do, the game becomes a lot easier and it flows a lot smoother. I still don't think it's as quick as playing on a board, but that might just be me, and I'm fumbling around on a keyboard and a mouse. I'm not as skilled doing that as I would be just moving miniatures across the table. I can see that once you do get used to that, it's going to become very quick and fluent. And if you've got 2 players who know what they're doing, A, know the rules to the game, and B, know the shortcuts on the keyboard to do different things with the miniatures, you can have a very fun, very quick game. The one thing I would say, mass battle games are going to be very, very difficult to play from my point of view. So I will be playing more very small skirmish games, or games like Kill Team, Warcry, things like that, because it's a smaller number of miniatures. You've got less to move. There's less going on the screen. But yeah, by all means, there are people who are playing 40k and they're playing it well. There's tournaments, there's competitions online in this system, so it's great. Please, please, please don't be put off by this. As soon as you download it and turn it on, you get your home screen and things like that, and you start fiddling about it, because that's what I did, and I was like, I don't know how this works. I'm not going to be able to do this. I got a friend of mine from the Middle Earth community to show me the ropes, and it literally clicked like that. It was almost instant. So I do suggest that you get someone who has used it before, even if that means going on a Discord server and just shouting out saying, hey guys, can anyone just give me 5-10 minutes, just show me around how the controls work. It's well worth it. And like I say, it will click and you'll realize that actually it's not that difficult. And on that subject, I would like to give a big shout out to Mr. Matt Prescott. He's one of our patrons over at Top Table, so thank you very much, my friend. He literally spent 10-15 minutes showing me how to do different things, and we had a little battle, a little game, and it was a lot of fun just rolling dice. I think I've spoken enough in front of the camera. Let's get you down to see what you can see on screen, and yeah, I'll show you some things. So you load up Steam. Once you downloaded the game, it'll be in your library, which is there. You go to Workshop to download all your different mods. You'll search in here for Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, Bolt Action, whatever you need to do, and all the different mods will come up. You click them and subscribe, and once you restart your Steam, it will be added to your library. So, back to my library. Start up Tabletop Simulator. And here we go. The visuals straight off the bat are not great. Don't worry about that. So this is what you started off with. Now you can either join a game, so a friend of yours might have already started the game up and he'll send you a link to join, or you can create a game. We'll just go to create for now. I'll just put single player for argument's sake. And then you get all these. What we're interested in here is Workshop. This, as you can see, is where all the different downloads have come. These are the most recently used. If you actually click the Workshop button, you get everything that you've downloaded. You see I've got a lot of Middle-earth stuff here. I will be downloading some of the Kill Team stuff and some of the 40k. It all works exactly the same. So let's load up the Athelion Wood map, which somebody's already loaded up. Should you want to load it? Yes. You will sometimes get messages like this. If you click import, you'll keep getting this red message, which basically, I'm not a programmer, but I'm assuming either certain models are not available anymore or it is an unfinished map, but we won't worry about that just now. So we're on the map screen. Now, if I hold down the wheel button on my mouse, I can move up, down, left, right, like so. If I roll my mouse forward, zooms in, getting pretty close, zoom it out. If I right click on my mouse and hold, I can spin and turn like so. So there isn't an angle that you won't be able to see on the map. I say it will take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, it's pretty easy to navigate around the map from any angle, and this is great for looking at line of sight for shooting and things like that. So how do we add things onto the game? We will click here, Objects, Components, and we can add different things. As you can see, there's all different items here. So we'll put some dice in. Let's say D6 black. It'll appear here. D6 red, D6 green, D6 blue. We'll get out of that for the minute. I'll pick up the black dice, drop it there. If I want multiples of those, I'll just Control C and V. Copy and paste. Yeah, gives me more. Same for any of the other dice. You can also delete by highlighting and pressing delete, and the dice will disappear. You can pick up multiple dice at once, like so. So I can drop these all down here, drag and drop, open them up. So roll dice. As you can see also, it will tell you the dice faces and what they equate to, which is handy sometimes, but we don't really need that in Middle-earth. We highlighted all the dice, pick them up, use the mouse, shake them, and roll them like you would anything. Now there is also other options where you can get dice boxes, where you'll have a dice box at either side of your board. I'm not going to use them on here because I do like rolling the dice, but basically you pick up the number of dice that you need, you just pick them up. As an example, like I might pick these 2 dice up. If my dice box was here, I'd drop them in and they would automatically roll for me. They'd spit out the other side in a perfect line and tell me what numbers the dice got. It's cool, it's probably a little bit quicker, but I like rolling dice, so I'll keep rolling dice. Okay. We move on to objects again. Components. You can get like different tokens and things like that. So you can get all different bits and bobs. Blocks, chests. This is just your box standard. You've got tools here for calculators and things, which is great. You've got figurines, which are bog standard figurines, cards and other things like that. But the stuff that we will mainly use for this game, what you'd use whether you're playing 40k or for Kill Team, you'll find that there'll be custom made tokens and things that you can use for the game that you play, and these are just what's already in the game. We'll go back to objects and we'll go to saved objects. As you can see, I've got an object called First Warband, nothing else yet. When you load up your mods, you can pick your army. So you might write your army out on paper, and you might have a captain of Rohan with 12 warriors and Eowyn with 6 warriors. You pick that out, you highlight the lot, you right click and save as, and you can just put that as Steve's Rohan army or Steve's 500-point Rohan army or whatever. You just name it whatever. Once you've saved it, it will always be in your saved objects, and no matter what board or what game you load up, it'll be there. I could load up a 40k board and I could drop my Middle-earth army on it as an example. So it will always be there, and you can edit those at any time. So if I click my First Warband, as you can see here, yeah, Uruk-hai have all dropped on the table. I'll just grab them, drop them on here, and again it's just a case of highlighting them, picking them up with left mouse, should I say, and then you can organise them into your warbands or anything like that. These are all just standard warriors. Now the only drawback to this system is, especially for Middle-earth, 40k is great. It's covered really well with lots and lots of different armies and units and things like that. It's probably the most popular game on here. Middle-earth, not so much. So what you need to do, I'll just get a close up there. You can see these are Uruk-hai. Not sure where these skins have came from, but they do the job. They've got the white hand on, you know exactly what they are. Any models that fall down, you can just click them and they'll stand up like so. Oh well, this one doesn't want to stand up, but there you go. So yeah, you can see what they are. Modeling and the different models and skins we'll come to in a different video. So just get my camera there. Right, moving. So let's pick this guy here. Yeah. You can move him anywhere you want on the board. There's nothing telling you how far he's moved. So the way we're going to do it is, I'll just move these dice out of the way. We will left click and hold. We'll press tab and you'll see that the pointer turns into a ruler. And if I move that, holding them both down, you can tell me the distance. So move 6 inches, can let go of tab, let go of my mouse button, and it will drop 6 inches. Now, it's not an accurate science, but it's as accurate as you need it to be for friendly games. As long as you both adhere to that, it's fine. Just as another example here, it doesn't stop at 6 inches. So the game doesn't know that this miniature can only move 6 inches. So if I pick him up, press tab, I could literally move him 34, 40 inches over there. If I want to, the game doesn't know. So the ruler and these measurements are there for each of the players just to know that each other is playing by the rules. Now let's just say, oh, just pop the marker down, ignore that marker. Let's just say my Uruk-hai warrior is here and I want him to move around this tree. So if I picked him up, press tab and go there, you can see that it's a straight line going through the tree, which is not possible. So what I would have to do, oh sorry, I keep putting markers down, I do apologise, is pick him up, press tab, I'd move past the tree, so I know I can get to 5 inches past there, then pick him up again, and know that I've got another inch to move there, and it's the most accurate you're going to get it, and it's not terrible, as long as you're both playing off the same hymn sheet. It's fine, there's not a problem. Now moving into base contact with another model can be tricky. So what you've got to keep your eye on is not the model that you pick up, it's the shadow that he leaves behind. So if I pick this model up, you can see his shadow and I get him into base contact, there we go. Yeah, if you just pick him up and sort of put him anywhere, he can land on top and it can mess things up. You don't want that. So it's the shadow. See the shadow? Get the shadow, base contact, there we go. Also, you could just go as top down as you can, but that can take some setting up, you know, best top down that you can get. It can take some setting up and messing about with the camera. It's easier just to follow the shadow, move the camera to an angle that suits, and away you go. So that is pretty much the basics of how to play the game. I'm going to just come out of here. So I'll just try, I'll find one of these that has the additional bits and bobs for you. This is something special. These two, Pelennor and Helmsdeed, for something to behold. There's a lot going on there. I wouldn't recommend going on them when you first try to learn. There's too much. But you click something like this. Very basic, but as you can see, top and bottom table. So this is my side. And someone's gone to the trouble of giving you these, which is really handy. You've also got tokens, you've got your dice. So the class here is 2 fate, 2 will, 2 might. But basically what you can use these for is if you're using cavalry and you charge, you can pop one of them on so you know he's charged. And you can make these tokens, you can edit these tokens to be whatever you want. There's a priority marker. There's different things. You can also actually get cards that are like the profile cards that have all the stats on. But again, that's getting very technical. Keep it as basic as you need. So get your models, get your dice, get your tokens, and have a game. Have a game. It's a great system. I'm really looking forward to using it. You can do things like, so there you go. You've got, you know, this is just like a blank board that you can just put your own ruins on. It's great. There you go, white city walls, anything you want. You set the board up, you lock them in place, you drop in your saved armies and away you go. I'll quickly just show you how to get your armies, so we'll get back out of here. Main menu. So you'd create a game, let's say multiplayer, for argument's sake, create server, workshop. And what you want to hit, this is one of the ones that has the armies in. Each of these you'll find has different skins and armies in. Again, I'll go over that in a later video, but just as an example, this has just got armies in. It's quite limited, this one. There is more, but I'll just show you this one. So it's loading up. And you see you've got Mummock. Again, we'll just ignore these because everything's not there. You've got Balrog, you've got Goblins, you've got Felwarg, which actually look like 40k wolves. But yeah, we know what they are. I'm sure there'll be actual Felwarg skins somewhere. You've got some Iron Hills. So let's just say I wanted to make, I don't know, a Minas Tirith army. So I will have it led by, I'll pick up Boromir, mounted. I'll also need a foot, so if you find him, there's the foot model. Let's just say a couple of Citadel Guard, and again, I'll highlight them, Control C, paste, 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 5 of them, whatever, Guard of the Fountain Court, drop, highlight, copy, paste, 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 and you do that with your whole army. Highlight the army, right click, there it is, I can't see it, can't see if you're looking, save object, and I'd call that Steve's Gondor. Yeah, I didn't put a capital S, not a biggie. And I'd save it there, and I'll go into objects, saved objects, and there it is, and that army would be there. So you can do that, you build your army on these different boards, and you save them, and your armies are always there. So no matter what board you go on, you'd load up objects, saved objects, click that, and look, they appear, and that's it. So yeah, we'll come out of that now. I'll get back in front of the camera, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some games in and meeting some of you guys, hopefully in the Discord chat, which I'll put links for in the description of the video. I'll also put our other links and bits and bobs in there, so make sure you check those out, guys. I look forward to speaking to you soon. So that's the basics for Tabletop Simulator, guys. I do highly suggest that you try it out if you haven't done. If you sat at home, you know, you sat there, you're itching to get a game like I was, this is the next best thing. It's not a complete full replacement. It's not going to change the fact that you want to play games with your friends in a gaming hall by any stretch. But it's the next best thing while we're all stuck indoors. And like I say, if you've got friends who live in different parts of the world or a different city, or you're just not able to get together, this is a great tool just to be able to still play the games that you love, have a laugh, have a joke, and yeah, socialise, just keep in touch with people. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Have you downloaded it? Will you download it? And by all means, jump on our Discord server over at Top Table Gaming. We would love to have some new players and yeah, get some new games in. It'd be a lot of fun. So thanks, guys. Keep washing your hands and stay safe, stay indoors, and I'll see you soon.